Hey guys, Gameboy 3800 here once again, and today we have an Alienware. And an Alienware. And an Alienware. All the way back. This is the Alienware Fleet, and I'm just going to show you what I've got so far. Call me Richie Rich if you want, but yes, Alienware Fleet. First off is the Alienware well, of course they're all going to be Alienware, so M11X. This is the R1 model with the Core 2 Duo 1.3 gigahertz in it. Doesn't sound like much, but it is overclockable to 1.73, so you got that. It can hold 8 gigabytes of RAM, but it's got 4. And unlike all the other, well, the next 3 I should say, this is just a standard Windows 7, no 64-bit, no Alienware edition, just Windows 7. I just wanted to test to see how this would handle, and right now it needs a few things fixed. Like one, the left side of the keyboard is bad. It either needs to be replaced or tightened down. But I have this here to show that it's got a GeForce 335M in it, 1 gigabyte of video memory. Not sure if it's GDDR5, probably, and then again probably not. This is capable of 720p gameplay, so there's that. As I said before, it's dual core, so not much is gonna, well, it's a netbook. It's meant to be portable and save power. I'm going to be shutting all these down except for the one next, all after we're done. So I'll move this one aside, and there we go, it just shut down actually. Move the camera up, and you see here, this is my most famous, well, the one I'm, like my main laptop so far. My M14X, you can see it's got the alien effects down here flashing, and that can all be completely changed. The M11X over there didn't even have the alien effects editor because 32-bit will not work with the 64-bit program. But yes, this has a quad-core Core i7 processor at 2.2 gigahertz. It being hyper-threaded gives it 8 logical cores. It's got a 55M GT graphics card. I'm not sure if the 3 gigabytes of memory is true or not, but it certainly seems like it because it plays all of the games I've thrown on it flawlessly. For example, the new Need for Speed plays just fine. Amnesia plays just fine, and all that good stuff. Sonic Generations plays amazing. But they're all good. This has 16 gigabytes of memory, and that's really for when I do videos and stuff with Sony Vegas. All the fans in the background, you'll see what they're coming from in a minute. 16 gigs of RAM, yes. Can do anything, yes. Good battery life, no. That's the thing with the next few computers. The battery life is, well, because they're performance-based, they're naturally not going to have a lot, but this gets a maximum of 3 hours. All power settings down, brightness down, no keyboard light up, wireless off, 3 hours. Good for a plane ride, that's about it. This will be like the only one I'm actually closing. All the other ones I'll be shutting down. Next, we have a pretty beautiful looking M15X. This is the R2. 15.6-inch display. The other one had a 14. The M11X had either an 11.6 or a 12.1. I think they had 2 revisions. But yes. Actually 3 revisions, my bad. This has an ATI 5850 in it with 1 gigabyte of GDDR5 memory. Core i7 quad core at 1.73 gigahertz. 16 gigs of RAM, and as you can see, the exact same stuff that was on the M14X, because I'm running this off of a backup. Which I will admit is a long, tedious thing to do, but if you want to copy your Windows over to another system, that's how you do it. Whether or not you need to get a new product key for that, I am not sure. I haven't had any issues with this one yet. But if there is an issue, I'll just use the key array that I got with the M14X. This is a 1080p display. Yeah, pretty big for a 15.6 inch. And I'll tell you, this thing really does have some amazing features. Along with all the little touch buttons that are up at the top here that are in red. This unit does not have a battery, so it needs to be plugged in at all costs. But the battery is on the way whenever that comes. And shut this one down. Now, we can only really see from this distance, but while the M15X shuts down, it doesn't take long for these machines to shut down, but because there's so much on the hard disk, it takes forever to start up. And there we go. Oh yeah, another thing to mention, awesome eyes. Getting brighter and dimmer, I would assume. Whatever. Right now we can move on to the big boys. Yeah, I had the last three up on some sort of stand so that it would get some air for the fans, because the M14X and 11X only had one fan, didn't really need it, but the 15X has two, so it needed some air. Now this here is not an Alienware, what the heck. Well, you see, this is a revision of an Alienware. The M7700. This is, I guess you could say, the R2 of it. The code name for the M7700 was D9T. This is the D9C for, like, multiple cores. As you can see, this is running a quad-core extreme, either that or it's a dual-core hyper-threaded extreme 9650. This has 3 gigabytes of RAM. Not a lot, but it gets the job done. It's got a single 9800M GT with 512 megabytes of memory installed. I do have another one, but it doesn't have the fan and the connections to put on the motherboard properly are missing. Gotta get that installed, and this will be a pretty good SLI machine. Keyboard is among the best I've ever felt on a laptop. And the mouse clickers are made from a single piece of titanium. And then you have 2 programmable buttons over here for whatever you want to assign them to. But yeah, this is the Sager version. And this does have a few slight issues. Number one being that there's some marks on the display. You really can't see them, but yeah, they're there. And this, a good thing about their display is 1920 by 1200. Yes, this is a 1200p display, and with dual video cards, expect it to come in great ways. Yes. Now this is going to need to do updates. I'll charge the battery 50%. I'll just move this out of the way, I guess. This one was making probably the most noise of the bunch. And now finally, the biggest Alienware that's ever been produced. Probably the rarest too. This here is the Alienware M-ALX. They made a whole line of desktop ALX, but they decided to give it a mobile name, which is why the M is in there. You notice all these had M in the name, or at least code name, like M15X, 11X, 7700. Yes, this is the M-ALX. One of the first laptops to have dual GPUs on the market, if you could call it a laptop. 19-inch display. You heard me right, 19 inches. This unit's got to be plugged in all the time. Even though it does have a battery, the battery is dead. This is a 1680 by 1050 display. Pretty, very good for the time, but nowadays still not 1080p. This has dual Quadro NVS 1050Ms, both at 512 megabytes. You can run this in SLI, like for a total of 1 gigabyte of video memory, which for the time was amazing. This has only got a 100 gigabyte hard drive, but yes. This is also equipped with a AMD Turon ML44, which is clocked at 2.4 gigahertz, but single core. They did, Sega made a revision where it could have a Core 2 Duo. Why Alienware didn't do the same, I don't know. Are AMD machines compatible with Core 2 technology? If you get like an adapter or something, I must know, because this is a very good machine to have. This is one of the loudest machines because it's got 4 massive fans on the bottom that all need to suck in air, and it's also got a little thing to lift it up. You just go to power options here. Hit the high performance for just a little bit. You might be able to hear the fans kick in. If not, then I'm sorry. The D9C back here is still doing its thing. Alright, it didn't do it, but when it revs up the fans and then brings it back down to idle, it sounds like a plane taking off. That's awesome. There's a lot of vents coming out the side and a lot of vents coming out the back, and even one coming out the front. So yes, lots of venting. That's pretty much it for my Alienware Fleet. I know I'm missing the M17X and the M18X. They are hopefully coming soon. But you know, money's money, and saving up's a bitch. Anyways, thanks, Game Boy out.